Welcome everybody, this is Pam at the Paper Outpost. Hey, you want to see some more forgotten junk journal decoration tips that I've completely forgotten about? Let's take a tour through an old journal that I made a long time ago. I don't even remember how old it is. This journal is not for sale. We're just going to take a peek through. But I just took a leaf through it just a little bit ago, and I was surprised at how many tips and tricks I had forgotten about. So if you want to see some, just stay tuned. All right, so first one was I used this really pretty, I guess it's a piece of a sari or something like that. It was just this gold, just beautiful brocade on this piece to create a spine out of, and I thought that was so pretty, and I keep forgetting I have a bunch of this stuff and I forget to use it. So if you have any pretty material that would look really nice on a spine, use it on a spine. I took a book cover and I took off the original spine and I constructed a new spine because I wanted a wider spine. This was a journal with multiple signatures in it, and as you can see, it lays pretty flat. I mean, that's flat for me. So yes, this was back in the early days. Poems of J.W. Whitehouse. So another thing that I used to do, which I really don't do anymore, and I'll tell you why, is I don't do these internal side ties. And the reason why I don't do those is because there is some pulling that occurs, and it wants to pull away the paper from the inside cover. That's at least the concern I've had. And because it's always in a state of pull in this, because it's sandwiched inside the internal cover page and the external cover, there's always that pulling on the internal page. So that's why basically I dropped that, and then I just do external wraparounds because I think they hold the book together better, and they're easy to take on and off. This is perfectly doable. Lots of people do it. I think that's fine. You just find your closure of choice, or have no closures. You don't have to have closures. Most books don't have closures. Have you noticed? A lot of journals do. It's a thing. You know, we like to have that elastic thing around it, and a lot of journals come with that already, but I mean the traditional journals that you buy in stores. But let's take a little closer peek. See, let's just do it. Okay, well, we went farther away. Okay, still learning how to work all this stuff. All right, let's just see what we got in here. What do we got? What do we got? What are we looking at here? All right, let's sure. Oh yeah, that's good, Pam. How about the other way? Going the other way. Still learning how to. Oh, I get it. I'm okay. I get it now. Oh, I just learned something. All right, here we go. Just gonna bring my camera down. It's easier. Okay, so I'm just gonna point things out as we go. Tips and tricks I forgot about. Okay, so one of them is just a torn piece of paper. A fun way to make a little mini portfolio or booklet for a junk journal. Looks like I just did some light splattering with a coffee or distressing dye or something like that. And this looks like it was a scrapbook piece of paper, and I just put a little quote there, and that got tucked in the front of this little double pocket frontal design, which I haven't done in a long time either. So it's kind of fun to look back at what I did and why. Now I'm remembering why I did it, but I completely forgot about it. So sometimes it is a good idea to hang on to your earlier works just so you can remember, or at least do a video of them so you can remember. Just a little piece of scrapbook paper with a topper, a little sticker, some rhinestone-y like things, and a couple pieces of lace stapled on. This is just a piece of, this is just scrapbook paper with napkin glued onto the other side. I probably used a glue stick, and then I just cut them out and had a bunch of these strips, and I thought that would make a nice little journal card-ish like thing. I think these are self-explanatory. Oh, some of these are glued in here. Oh, yeah, you know how that happens. Okay, so here's just a little bookmark. It was from a book page. Looks like a recipe. And just stuck a little pretty bird on, nothing too fancy. I think I was just, learning how to do this stuff. I really didn't incorporate a lot of old stuff yet. That came later. And let's see how it goes. So here was a collage page. And it looks like I must have coated it in Mod Podge. There's and here's a real no, that's from Tim Holtz. That's from Tim Holtz, yep. So there's Tim Holtz, no, that's not Tim Holtz. This is Tim Holtz. Washi tape, Tim Holtz, I think. And Mod Podge the whole thing onto the page to give it a little more structure. Maybe I was trying to design the front cover of a signature. Who knows? Who knows what I was thinking? Nobody knows. Little rubber stamping. a few pages of just not nothing, but coffee dyed pages and rubber stamped pages. And here along the lines we come to one of the easiest flips I think to make in a journal is the envelope flip. So here is the envelope flip. You just glue the little flap onto one side of a page, and then the flip out happens over here. And then you can tuck anything you want. And back then I just took this pretty little picture from a book or a magazine. And it looks like I put a little word something there. And I glued this on. Maybe just give it, I don't know why I did that. Gave it a little more structure, a little more tactile feel, but very easy to do in any journal. So just remembering these ideas as we go. This is a walk down memory lane for me. Hopefully to refresh my memory about doing these different things. Just this was cut out of some type of scrapbook paper that was starting to get to know the number stamp. Here is starting to learn about collecting old cards. So probably was just beginning to utilize what I had and started to go thrift shopping and starting to look for unique little items like that. What is this guy? Oh, big bookmark with a little tasselaroo here. And the adventure continues. Did I have that? I must have had that stamp. Where is that stamp? I have not seen that stamp in ages. You know what I'll bet it was? I had a bunch of silicone stamps, you know, the clear stamps, and they all glued together in one giant, you know, amorphous mass. And I had to throw the whole thing out because I didn't store them separately on a page. I just put them all together and I thought I was saving space. And don't do that because they will all become one. I don't know why they do. And very easy pockets. This is just like a thicker scrapbook paper, and I just use a fancy scissor to cut this edge, and I sewed with a pretty gold. See, I haven't sewed with gold in a while, and I just found some at a thrift store, so I'm very excited. I'm going to start sewing with gold again because I think that's really pretty. A postcard, and here's just a piece of paper. I must have made a print. No, it's something more than a paper. Oh, it's a little, this is copy paper and just a little sentiment, and just fold in half to make a little writing space. I mean, things don't have to be complicated or intricate. They can be simple and beautiful. Remember, this is like 1,000 canvases to work upon. Maybe you won't do something on every canvas, but maybe you will, and that's okay too. Let's see what this is. This is just a piece of college rule paper, inked up with some cutie little girls on it, and a little thing in the back. I thought everything had to have a little official sentiment, so that was the mode of that day. This is, I must have started introducing my old stuff because this is an old Valentine card. The telephone directory of February 14th, Loveland Heart District. Yeah, I have your number. Will it do me any good? I love that one. That's a classic, right? Yeah. And I was, practicing. Should I stamp on these pockets? Is that something I should do or not? I don't know. I was still learning here. Here's a fun thing that I often forget about. If you get little notepads, you can use those as little extra writing spaces in your junk journals. You can rubber stamp on them, you can put little sentiments on them, you can put stickers on them, you can draw little pictures on them, like mushrooms, and you can coffee dye them, you can spray them, you can run gelatos over them, you can put watercolor splatters on them. There's a lot of fun things that you can do to just a simple, nondescript little piece of paper that you think won't really add much to your journal, but if you put a little focal point on it, all of a sudden it has grandeur. You know what I mean? Grandeur. Yes. What is this? I'm kind of surprising myself as I go. I have no idea what these things are. Okay, so on the back, it's just red, "Hello, my darling," with a little stamp in the corner, and the same stamp in the front, and a layered design. So there you go. I mean, what does that mean to anybody? Nothing in my world, but it was my version of a junk journal card way back when. Yeah. So you can do layering. Layering is a great technique. Don't forget about that because it keeps your projects thin, but a lot of eye interest. Creates eye interest. Okay, here we go. Going through, put some just random rubber stamps. Oh, here's what I totally forgot about. I guess I call it the staggered triangle pockets. Let me take the stuff out of the pockets so you can see the pockets. But this was created from this is scrapbook paper, and I just did a little bit of sewing on them just for fun. I just sat down and cut up some triangles and did some sewing because I thought I need pockets. And what have I got? I've got scrapbook paper and thread, so I can just make a bunch of pockets, and then I can tuck random things in them. And so these were staggered. Instead of going a traditional pocket or something like that, I just put 3 staggered. So you can do random staggers too. That's kind of fun. I was playing with some map. And I guess I was starting to gather scraps and make these little scrap booklets so that if somebody came along, they could have things to play with in here, or they could write on these. Totally their choice, or do little drawings or doodles or poems or quotes, whatever they like. And just sewed across the top. They're very easy to make, very fun. And actually, I'm going to put you here. And what are you? You're also one. Oh, I found some Christmas ornaments that I found at a thrift store somewhere, and they had these little sparkly guys in them. They make great little additions to your junk journals. Just grab random contrasting little pieces of paper of whatnot and make these little scrapbook, little notebooks. They're so fun to add to books. And here's just a little junk journal card of normal expression. We'll just put you there. And just different book pages, random. What is this? Okay, here's another little pocket. What's this? Nobody knows. It feels like it's made out of maybe a book page folded in half, sewn, and then I took a napkin and glued it to the top. Yeah, and it almost feels like I ironed it. It's extremely flat. I have a funny feeling I ironed this. And then I, sewed it. Yeah, so that's kind of cool. So you have some interesting writing on the back and a pretty front. And that's just a discovery thing. It doesn't always have to be a place that you can write. Sometimes it can offer something to read or offer something to look at. Or it can be a place to write. So here is, this was probably some ugly paper, and I'm using the white back. So what I did was I put some stamps randomly all over it, spritzed some purple down. I probably spritzed the purple down, let it dry, and then did the rubber stamping. And then I took one of those notepads and did that and just put a little topper on it. So just kind of fun little things that you can do. If you're trying to think of, what else can I do? What else can I make? And it's good to refresh your mind about what you actually made. Here's another pocket. This is a scrapbook paper again with a rubber stamp and just inked around. Very simple. This I think I got out of packaging. It was embossed, and I decided to amp it up with some copper gilding paste and just put a little simple rubber stamp in the middle. And I made it like a little journal card with "Make It Count" on the back. And here's an index card. I just did a little random collage. This probably had to be little bits left over that I had. And just kind of made it, hey, don't waste anything, right? And what's this? This must be, these are stickers I've put on the front of some type of scrapbook paper. And some rickrack at the top. But very simple designs, very easy to do. And sometimes when you're doing a pocket like this, put things, you can either go with the same color and different shapes, or like same theme color and different shapes, or go different colors with the same shape. That can work too. So just kind of think about that if you're thinking about design. Like here we've got tall, squatty, and round, kind of in the copper red sort of theme. So there you go. What is this? This is just a random guy placed down here on an angle. Yes, I was starting to work with the tear technique around the corners of the pages as opposed to always having a cut straight line, going for some tears to show more age and wear. Let's see, I'm trying to think of what was I thinking back then? Lots of rubber stamping going on in here. And rubber stamping, that's not a rubber stamp, that was there in the book. It takes some time. It's quite timely. It's time consuming. Here we go. Another one of those. Those are very pretty, and they're seeming to follow a theme through the book, so I must have used a lot of these guys. And here is a little playing card that I just covered half with a colored napkin or tissue of some sort. I had a cute little face on the back, these little guys, Norman Rockwell picture. What's this? Oh, guess what? I have another, a little scrap collection. These are so much fun. And when you put a little sentiment or a sticker or something as a focal point, just dandy, just totally dandy. And remembering that your pockets and your tucks can be at the top or the bottom, doesn't matter. Anywhere is good. All right, recentering you there. And good old crispy pages. Who's this? Oh yeah, I wanted to show you this. This was thicker scrapbook paper that I folded in half, and I just put some old grid paper on the inside. But this on the outside, I just used a playing card and I put it on the center. So that's actually a very easy way to make a greeting card. If you want to make a greeting card quickly and you've got some pretty old playing cards, just cut yourself out some cardstock or some thicker scrapbook paper and just glue a card, maybe ink around the card first and glue it down. And then I just put down these 4 little enamel dots in the corners for fun. But very easy to do, very effective. And here's a little library card pocket. I was so excited when I got those. And here's more collage pages. I guess I'm using the collage pages as the external signature pages. And that's, I guess, has changed a little bit. I don't always do specific external signature pages, but sometimes I do, so it's kind of up in the air. But these are extensively collaged with little bits and bops that I had. And that's a great way to use up scraps, things that you've punched out. Some washi tape, that's a great way to use that up too. I think I remember going through this book and saying, I'm going to decorate every 3rd page. Yes, every 3rd page, because on every 3rd page should give me a book that has some stuff in it, but it's not too stuffed. You know what I mean? Not that there's such a thing. But here's a little very innocent belly band. I think that's made out of Manila folder, just sewn around and rubber stamped. I mean, a very classic, simple, elegant, basic design, but I think very effective. Here is some Rolodex cards that I literally used to mop up ink spray when I was doing some crazy ink spraying. So every time I had to clean up my table, I just grabbed this and dragged it through the inks, and it basically picked it all up. And I thought that those were interesting to look at and to write on or draw on. So there you go. Oh, this is kind of fun. This is a little concept of like a staggered journal card or a staggered bookmark. You don't always have to have things just square or just rectangular. The layering, the sliding maneuver, you can give you ideas on different ways that you can arrange pieces of paper together to create different ideas. You can cut little oddities out from a magazine or a little junk journal, or not junk journal. Don't cut it out of junk journal. Like out of a little booklet or something like that. It has little interesting little tidbits or tips or tricks. Very fun and nostalgic for people to look back upon. So here's a little journal card that I made that invited somebody to have a writing space on the front. Hey, we can do that too. Why not, right? And I was big into the punch outs and the napkins at the time. That's what I was playing with. See, I forget about, when have I last used a napkin? I can't even remember. I need to pull out my napkins. And I love working with napkins too. It's just, I forget about these things. The punch outs, I have been delving in there, so that's good. Different papers, different kinds of papers, some tracing crinklies, medical book. Advertisements. They're fun to use to decorate pages, especially ones from, no, not especially, just you can use them from today or you can use them from yesteryear, but they're all very cool and intriguing, and people like to see what other people buy. You know, it's kind of one of those things. It's like when you're walking down the street and you're walking by, it's a garbage day and you're looking at your neighbor's garbage and you're pretending like you're not looking at your neighbor's garbage, but you're really looking at your neighbor's garbage to see, what are they doing? Are they drinkers? Not that it matters, but did they eat pizza or are they the organic folk? I mean, you can totally tell by the garbage. Am I right? Am I right? Oh, I know. And so here's just a little flip. This is like, I guess, an opening journal card or a hanger. It could also be used to hang from a page, something like that. That's kind of fun. And just I had some little leftover scraps, so I just did a lot of punching out. I was very big into punching then, and I miss using the punches because when you get a good tool like a punch, and if it's a sharp one, you can make so many things with it, which is fun. So just kind of remember that. Kind of like a rubber stamp. You can do a lot of different things with it. You're not just stuck with one thing. And here's another one of those. I guess I was on a roll. I was just making a bunch of these. I had looked like I had spritzed the inside of this. And here's just a basic journal card. And apparently a tag. Okay, we have to call this a tag because it's cut in the traditional tag shape. I don't know why we have journal cards and journal tags, but we do. It's just one of those things. And that's how we are. What is this? Oh, it's another little booklet. Now this one is a little scrap booklet. I did a nice little layered with neutrals all on the front, sewed across, and I cut this one apparently, all nice and neat skis. So that you can have them torn and swaddled together, or little neat skis, and they're a completely different look. I love the petticoat way of doing this, because then you get to see a little peek of everything that's going on in there at a quick glance. Almost like a wallpaper book, you know, where you get to see the layers of the paper. They want to show you, okay, what's this? Oh, this is just, oh, this is a big stamp I have. It's really cool. I have to find that one. So I haven't used this stamp in ever. But that is actually a rubber stamp impression on Manila file folder. And I just cut that out, and I thought, oh, that will be perfect to peek out of there. And so there's a lot of things that you can do that we forget about. That's basically the gist of this one. So here's a very simple belly band. I just had a piece of paper with a piece of material glued to it, and then I, probably with a glue stick, and then I just ran down it with the sewing machine and instant belly band. And here is, what on earth is this? Oh, is that 2 pages? 1 page. It's 1 page, and it has, what? Oh, you don't want to hear me anymore? Come back, come back. I dropped the mic. It just fell off me, actually. I didn't drop it. It just sort of went. Okay. I made a little booklet. So this is a music page, obviously, and I did some modeling paste in black on there through a stencil, and then I just put a couple pieces of pretty colored paper with, yes, a sentiment there. I was very big into the sentiment mode then. And I think words are good, numbers are good, pictures are good, stickers are good. I mean, there's a lot of different things you can do to create focal points and accents on any piece. And sometimes if you have a piece that's looking too busy, or it has no central focus, give it a little in the middle, like put a little half-back pearl or a button or a picture or a sticker or something, and you might enjoy that. And I was using a lot of different kinds of book pages here, and I miss that. I do miss that. So I need to use different kinds of book pages in my journals. I'm telling myself now, Pam, draw from your grand source of many different book pages and put them in your journals. Okay, I got it. Sunny, can you remind me? Got it, Mom. Okay, we are good. And the feel of these old papers from old books is completely different than the newer papers, which is kind of a nice, when you're way of experiencing a journal, when you're traversing through it, you can feel the tactile sensations, which are different as you go through the book. Old ledger accounting paper feels different from, coffee dyed paper, music paper, or kind of calligraphy style paper. And here's more of those lovely collages that I was apparently very interested in doing. And here's little just random things. I mean, who knows what these things were, but I just made them. These were probably I was cleaning up my desk, and I thought, oh, I just need to, instead of putting them all away, just make something as you go. And there you go. I remember this being a very free-flowing, artsy, low-stress time. And it was just very kind of relaxing. It was very relaxing. Oh, I had this nice big picture. It was from a book, and I thought, what can I do with it? What can I do with it? So I just made her center stage, front and center on here. There's a little pocket here in case somebody wants to put something. But she was just so pretty, and she kind of matched with that pocket. So I thought, there, she belongs there, and then somebody can write a story about her and her life here if they want. There you go. That was what was living in my imagination. We really have to let go of whatever somebody's going to do with it one day, because that's what we have to do. Okay, here's a very simple idea. And this was just a blue piece of paper, probably a note paper, and I just folded it as if it was a little envelope. And I just inked it and double stamped it. So that was very easy to do. It didn't take a lot of supplies. But it was, I think it pops nicely on the page. And I don't know, it's just something special about it. And what is in here? I think I know what is in here. I was writing down quotes that I liked, and I was saving them, and I was sticking them on my wall here in the early days of the Paper Outpost. The main thing is to keep the main thing the main thing. It's by Stephen Covey. And I thought that was so well put. Speaking from one who loves to go off in tangents. So yes, to try and remember what the video is about, what we're talking about, what the podcast is about, and stay focused on that. So here is just some more of that lovely coffee dyed, just a little notebook paper, and you can pick up these little spiral bound notebooks at any Dollar Tree, any thrift store, craft store, Hobby Lobby, Walmart. You know, you probably got 10 of them in your drawers if you ran around the house and looked. And certainly kids might have some, and your neighbors. They are great resources for crafting, so don't forget about those little guys. More rubber stamping, and some blank pages here. What's that? Empty white, useful load, gross weight. That was not me writing that. It's just somebody else's notes. I think I was starting to incorporate old papers. I mean, maybe it was starting to happen in this book. This could have been the book where it all happened. We shall see. We shall see. Field guide pages in the center. Very picturesque, very beautiful, very educational. And, you learn a little something along the way in the old junk journal. Looking back into history, never know what you're going to find. Some music reference, songs, I think. Some mechanical engineer pages. And let's see. Oh, these little bags. I went on a whirlwind of, collecting unique doilies and then unusual little bags. And I think I bought these on eBay or Amazon or something. But anytime I could find a cute little bag that looked different, there it was. It was coming home with me. And does this open? I have a feeling it does. Does it? Do you? Do you? You look like you do. No, maybe I glued you shut. Okay, so this was just a piece of scrapbook paper with a simple little coffee dyed ribbon glued and just some words. And that looks like a sticker, so that must have come from some sticker set somewhere. And this is just a little flip up. So that was an easy way if you have these long strips from cutting your journals. You can make these little mini booklet card things that are wonderful just to tuck in little pockets, bags, things like that. Oh, that came off. That's okay. It's mine. Not worried about it. Okay. So, here's a fun little idea. So maybe I had a bunch of those, but so I turned this particular one into an L-shaped corner tuck. So did a little faux ribbon here, crunched the paper up, sewed it, and now, just tossed it in a box one day and it got pulled out and turned into a tuck. That's how these things happen. It's that simple. So here I ran something through the embosser, the Big Shot, Sizzix Big Shot, I think it's called, and my old workhorse, and it's embossed on the inside, but I thought I would leave that exposed so somebody could feel that with their hands, because that's kind of cool. They could write on it too if they want, but they could also just sit here and feel that. And this was just a regular piece of scrapbook paper. There wasn't anything glued on top, but that does work. And I was really into these flips, apparently. I made a lot of them. Oh, this was around the time I discovered that you could just tear random pieces of paper that had no particular wording or interest on it, but just stick it down for its pure aesthetic value, and or make little collections, like maybe torn piece of paper with distinctive punched shape to show organized and chaos all in the same little area. Oh, that sounded deep. Okay. Hey, I used to put pockets and tucks just in the middle of a page like that. Who knew? I totally forgot about that. And I had just pre-cut some of these lovely journal tags, because they have the little corners taken off, into there so that you would have lots of writing space. But I haven't put a tag in this position, or not tag, a pocket or a tuck in this position probably since this journal, and I've totally forgotten about that. So it's good to kind of remind yourself, oh, here's some fun texture paper. If you have some pattern paper around, crunch that up and then run a sew line down it, and then just glue that to a page. Maybe it's going to be a little bit of a page tab, or a cluster, or a transition, or whatever. It's just cool to feel. It's just cool to feel. It brings back memories. Makes you think of like, oh yeah, I remember that time I attempted to learn how to sew, or oh, I know that feeling of a sewing pattern. I've sewn so many things. It's going to bring different things to different people. Some more of those collaged pages. What else is going on in here? What's this? Oh, this is cute. Isn't that cute? Look how cute that is. Just a simple index card. Inked around the edges, sewn. And this looks like it was an authentic piece. Probably I was starting to collect Victorian trade cards. I'll bet that's what it was. And I've kind of leaning more towards not altering them now. I didn't really get it before that I should leave them pristine. I kind of get it now, but they're, you know, if you bought them, you can do whatever you want with them. They're totally yours. And you can also print them out, or you can scan them, especially if they're really old. And then you can do whatever you want with the image, but that's just a cute little image, isn't it? So cute, yeah. And, oh, here's a side tuck. Look, a random little triangle side tuck. See, that's what that was supposed to go, like that. That's what it was. Yeah, actually, like that. Yeah, those little side tucks, they hold well. Okay, corner tuck in the bottom. What do we have here? Oh, somebody was playing with some unusual kinds of paints. Was trying to do random flowers blowing in the wind with pollen blowing off them. And there, I stuck regular paper on the inside that's been coffee dyed. And you got to have your bones from smoked meats, such as ham hock story in the corner, because that would be what is expected when you open one of these. That's right. And this is just a book, I believe, from a page, from a thesaurus. And I probably coffee dyed it, knowing me. Maybe not, though. Maybe not. That could be just from the book. And just inked around and then just painted just for fun. So there's, you know, you have options. You do. You do. Okay, what's this? What's this? This is, it feels like an envelope. No, but it's not. This is like fancy writing paper, I think. It has some feel to it, distinct feel. And what did I put on the front? Oh, it was Collage Central going on here. This would be end of the scrap day because it looks like a mishmash of little bits that I had, and I just wanted to make a little flapperoo something out of it. And I was opening up to the possibility of breaking the borders, meaning my torn things could go beyond the edge of the traditional card. And I was starting to like that look. I was starting to fall in love with the torn look. Still am, actually. I love that torn look. Sometimes it's a straight edge. Oh boy, I haven't pulled these out in a long time, apparently. Now here are some negatives. These are, I must have punched out some flowers, but then I had the piece and I thought, oh, and I put it on an index card. Very handy, these index cards. They're already lined on one side, ready for writing. And you could pretty much stick anything on the front and they look amazing. So there you go. Yeah, little things to remember. Here's more of this embossed thing with a different flower in there. Like I must have been on a roll with that one. Just a piece from a book. You know, just a random piece. It didn't have to have any explanation. And here's a ink-dyed book page. I just love doing ink-dyed book pages. We have so many book pages inside are the books that we use and we take apart and tear apart. And if we're making altered books or junk journals, sometimes we have a lot of extra book pages. Well, dunk them in a bath of dye or color, food color, or specialty inks, or whatever you have that can make some color, and let them soak it up and sit there and air dry. Or I actually iron this one, I can tell, because it's like super flatty flat. But or bake them dry, you know, safely, watching it every 2 seconds, driving yourself crazy until they're done, and you will be off and running and having a whole source of papers to play with. That's so super fun. Super duper fun. This is like a real trip down memory lane. Oh, I like this. What's that? See, this is the ever so simple envelope flipperoo. There it is. Apparently I even sewed around the envelope. Look at that, giving myself a smaller space. But I took one of those Victorian trade cards again, and let me guess, I'll bet it's, do you think it's an index card on the back or nothing? Let's see. Oh, index card. Yeah, I probably sat down and made a bunch of these and just inked around the edges and then sewed something pretty on the front. And you could do that with Digikits too if you don't have, or anything, if you have some nice images from a book or a magazine, or maybe some old family photos. Wouldn't that be cool? Oh, that would be really cool to have a bunch of old family photos. You could actually print those out on your computer printer, you know, so you have the originals, and you could just cut them out and put them on an index card and then sew around, and that would be great gift giving for the family for Christmas. Can you imagine that? Oh, you could make these into ornaments if they were family photos, and have a little thing here to hang, and then people could come along and write their favorite memory from that Christmas on here, and then you could save them all in a little box. Oh, wouldn't that be so cute? Oh, I think I want to do that now. Yeah, all right. We got to leave that idea out. I think I'm going to do that. You know, only you guys would understand the crazy excitement about paper and what it can mean for you. So there you go. Yeah, make some of these with your copies of your family photos. Who needs to go buy all that stuff? Nobody needs another gift card. Really, really, really. Make something they'll keep. Okay, all right. I said my 2 cents there. See if we have any other great ideas, or did I poop out of ideas? Going through here. Oh, what's this little guy? Oh, it's a cutie little belly band. Look, it's very handy with the paper backing, and then you can glue stuff from it to it. Not from it. Here's a coffee dyed cheesecloth, coffee dyed laces, all sorts of little tiny pieces. Look, some of them are even coming off. Yeah. And what do we have here? Oh, this is just a simple piece of paper made to look like a little business file or portfolio. And it says, "The stars are always shining, my heart's desire, down to the river." They make no sense, but maybe somebody wants to come and write here, or maybe that's going to be their prompt to write a little something. You just never know. So you never know where these things are going to go in life. You just let them go, wish them their best, and off they go. What do we have here? There's a constant theme here with these, which is fine to do. Not everything has to be completely eclectic or theme-based. You can have a range through your journals. These are yours to design. You are the master of your universe, at least when it comes to your journals. Your journals. I think these are from some kind of dragon sticker-y things I got. I think that's a baby dragon. I think it is baby dragon in the egg. And this is some very crispy coffee dyed paper, so I thought I'd just make it small and turn it into a little tag. I think that's kind of cool. Looks sort of piratey. And here's another little, I feel like I want to run off and make about 1,000,000 of these right now because I have 1,000,000 scraps and I love making these. These are very therapeutic to make. And if you don't have scissors, you can staple them across, okay? And then you could cover the staples if you want with a little piece of lace or something like that. But these are highly, highly therapeutically rewarding. That's all I got to say. Yeah. I'll probably have more to say. That's not all I have to say. Who are we kidding? Oh, yeah. I totally remember this. Look at that. This is actually a piece of, guess what that is? Can you tell? No, you can't tell. I'll tell you. Just settle down. I'll tell you. It's fun foam. Yep, I embossed the fun foam, and then I covered it in copper gilding wax. You can kind of see the green through it. I think it was green fun foam. And then, I don't know. I must have gotten black in there somehow, and I don't remember how. Maybe it was a black magic marker or something like that I got in there and rubbed it in there, and then I did the gilding over top. That's probably what I did. Yeah. That's pretty cool. So I made a little faux envelope of some sort. Oh, it's a little booklet inside a faux envelope. How fun is that? I haven't done that in ages. You know, what up? I need to do stuff like that. I'm gonna pull that out and remind myself. Borrowing from Pam for Pam. Yeah, definitely an interesting journey. And they look so different. I don't know if you've seen any of my recent journals, but journals go through evolutions as you go through evolutions, as you learn things and do things differently. What is this? Nobody knows. Let's look. Oh, this is an early piece of my handmade paper from way back when. And I just put a triangle on it with a sentiment, and it's just an oddball thing, but it's really in there for texture and for color, and just to kind of oogle over, you know? Yeah, there, I've oogled. And you can have things like that. They don't have to have a purpose. That's what I'm saying. It can just be in there and have somebody like, oh, what's that? And they're trying to figure out what it is. And in the journey of trying to figure out what it is, they might have some fun along the way. There you go. All right. Side by side. Very nice, very nice. This does not open. Apparently I sealed it shut. Yes. And it's just a little, little journal cart or whatever that is. And what is it? Another little tearaway, different styles and designs, the way you can make these. I really want to go make some of these right now. Oh, I'm like burning itchy feet to go make these. You can make them. Why don't you guys make them while I sit here and leaf through this book. Feel free. I'll meet you over there. Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah, this was fun. Hey, gold ink. Yes, I dipped that in gold, some kind of, rubber stamping gold ink when I'm sure it's dry and I can't use it anymore. But yeah, isn't that cool? That's really cool. And it has texture. Yeah, that feels cool. Oh, I should do a bunch of that. Let me leave that out. I totally forgot about that. Again, that's one of those just a little leaflet from a journal somewhere. I don't think I aged or did anything to it. It was just naturally looking old. That's actual authentic age. There it is around the corner, the yellowing of life, yes. Everything yellows, your teeth, your eyeballs, and your papers. Another little, I got to do more of these. Definitely got to do more of these. Absolutely. All right, here we go. What is this? Oh, I did one of those acrylic pour arts, and I turned it into a little weird journal card. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. So if you have any of that stuff, if you ever tried that, that's a lot of fun. You just basically take all your acrylic inks and pour it all over a piece of paper or canvas and then let it dry. And you have these really cool images that come out. Isn't that cool? It's like ocean. Yeah, very, very cool. So you can do a lot of stuff with that. That's just on regular copy paper, by the way. That's what I did. That's what was happening. You know what was happening? Okay, I remember now. This, I poured on a canvas. Picture a big like artist canvas. I filled my cup in with like 3 or 4 different kinds of acrylic paint and a bunch of white. And then I turned it over, and then I slowly lifted it up, and the paint all oozed out different colors in different directions. And this, on the copy paper, I put copy paper around the base to catch the drips. And these are the drips. Yeah, pretty cool, huh? I think I may have added, what is it? You add some kind of, is it citrusol or some kind of like bicycle spray? Some kind of fine spray oil that causes the cell, they call them cells, but little tiny round things that form in here. You get more cells formed if you use that stuff. That was cool. I haven't done that in a while. Yeah, good night walk down memory lane. A little booklet of some sort. Yeah, just a little, part of a field guide, and here's a part of a schematic for a house from a book, it looks like. I just thought that was kind of interesting. So you can gather a lot of oddities along the way, and you'll have places to put them. And it doesn't take that long to collect stuff. Trust me, it happens before you know it. And you put your little thinker hat on. You check the what to look for when you're collecting junk journals. My junk journal list from the newsletter. You'll have lots of ideas of what to keep your eyes open for. Okay, this is torn from a dragon book, and I just made it this long sort of bookmark thing. Here's just a piece of journal scrapbook paper. Nothing fancy. It's just a strip. I'm just leaving it by itself. And here's, what is this? Oh, this has a pocket. Look at that. Look at the little pocket there. Yeah, I didn't even know it had a pocket. But I sewed around just scrapbook paper, and it was probably like this thing. I just folded it like that and then just sewed all the way around. And here's where I was exploring different stitches. Sunny's snoring. Yeah, that's okay. We'll let him snore. Oh, here's a little paper bag. Yeah, I love the paper bag. Some white paper bags I came across with just a torn piece of newspaper or something. And a big rubber stamp on front. I think I still have that stamp. Haven't used it in a long time. Yep, just remembering how you did things. It's kind of like an old cookbook. You're going through and you go, oh, I remember that recipe. Totally forgot about that. It was a good one. We should make that again. Here's a ruffle made out of scrapbook paper and just sewn down the middle as a little adornment. So much fun. Oh, I must have made a bunch of these all at once. They're really pretty, aren't they? I really like those. I need to make more of those. What was I thinking not making those anymore? I need to make those. Here's a pretty sparkly piece of scrapbook paper. I just made it into a little side pocket like that. That's cute. If I do say so myself. Oh, goodness. Oh, this is pretty. What's that? Okay, this goes to show you how you don't have to stay in the lines or follow the edge. This is just a random piece of scrapbook paper. This is obviously a 12 by 12 piece of paper, torn. I spritzed it, and then I just randomly folded it. It doesn't even come together the way it should, but it looks kind of cool, like a little house from Dr. Seuss or something like that. And just inked around the edges. So very simple things, simple concepts. You don't need a lot of fancy stuff. No, you don't. No, you don't. There's just a pretty little, I don't know what that is. This is 2 pieces of paper. This one got wrinkled, so I kind of went with it. I think I just glued it down. It was wrinkled. I forced the wrinkle, and then I accented the wrinkle with some gold gilding. Yeah, instead of fighting it, go with it. Another layering design. Just a simple journal card, layering with scraps. And I think we're about wrapping it up here. We're getting mighty close to the end. The back page, the collage page of little bits and things. And I think I purposefully wanted to use up a lot of my pre-made stuff because, the stuff that is store-bought, this kind of stuff, because I was really starting to turn towards making my own stuff. And that was just fun for me. Here, I had my little stamp in the back. This was made in 1/25/19. That's when I made this. Okay, so here, this one, my little Bunny Loves Yoga little card. little drawing guy I used to do. And here's a faux envelope looking like thing, but it's actually just a piece of paper folded up to look like an envelope. Very simple to do as well, with "You Are Enough" on the inside. Yeah, that's kind of cool, huh? So this is actually an L shape. Look at that. It looked like it was going to be a side pocket, but no, it's an L-shaped thing. Oh no, put those in there. I was going to look at those again. And you can go in here. I don't know where you were. But there you go. I hope it gives you some inspiration, some different thoughts of maybe hearkening back to old times or creating new things. And there's so many different ways to make a junk journal. And we're never out of ideas. So thanks for sharing your time with me. And big hugs and thanks so much for all of you who have been here. And for those of you who are new, I'm going to give you my little rundown. You've probably heard this if you've been around for a bit. But hey, here we go. Let's see if I can sing it this time. Hey! Videos come out Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, 7 a.m. Eastern time. Podcasts come out Tuesdays and Thursdays, and there's a free monthly newsletter. Don't forget to sign up because you get a free digital image emailed to you monthly, along with a whole bunch of other cool stuff. And I also have a Paper Outpost Facebook group. We're doing fun things like weekly and monthly challenges. We also love to see what you make from these videos. And we have a lot of help from our admin and mods, keeping it safe and happy place for everybody. Hey, we've got an Etsy shop. Who's the we? I have no idea. Me and Sunny, I guess, and the rest of the family. And we have Vintage Digikits, which are downloadable printables, printable downloads, downloadable images, whatever you want to call them. You can print them out at home, or if you don't have a printer, I also offer print and mail service. If you want to see the print and mail service or use it, just write down 10 names of Digikits you want. Send that list to me. My name is Pam at thepaperoutpost.com. That's my email. Send the list to my email. You can also send it to Etsy, message. I'll get it either way. Buy the print and mail option, and voila, I'll print them out and mail them to you. Yeah. All right, what else we got? We got, hey, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, LinkedIn, Facebook, and in my Facebook group. I got an Amazon shop. If you're looking for favorite tools and supplies, I try and put all the links in there. If I forgot one, let me know. And all the links are in the drop-down box description below. If you're on the PC, it's also there if you're on the phone, but I don't know exactly how to find it on your phone. I live in an Android world. And if you have value, if you experienced value or had some fun here, please like, subscribe, and share, and click the bell. And remember always, the fun can be simple, and create with reckless abandon, everybody. Till next time, we'll see ya. Bye. Bye, everybody. I'm over here in my bed. Okay, next time, everybody. Have fun. Bye.